Steve Perry, aka Jesse, still rides, and he's still here. And I'll tell you what I mean coming right up. Hello everybody, Gary Stuckey here. Welcome back to another episode of Steve Perry News. I'm on a roll. I'm doing these videos all the time. I'm just excited about things. Is it breaking news? I don't know. But I love talking about Steve Perry journey. I'm going to write a book one day. There's like this whole, I don't know, this narrative I'll tell you about later. But anyway, there's a song called Still They Ride. Remember all the way back to 1981 on Escape. That album, I love that song. Still They Ride. You know, okay. You're welcome for that song. Well, the song is about driving around when you're younger, in street lights, and it's about the San Joaquin Valley, according to Steve. He's even written before that in the song, Jesse is him. And he always has these metaphors and sees things and thinks about fantasy. He likes narratives. He likes to be descriptive. He's done that a lot. He's continuing to do it even with traces. You can read his, you can't read his mind, but you can read his songs and it kind of shows traces, that's right, of his life. And I'll go into this in another video. But if you want to just find out about some things and see metaphors, notice the metaphors and you'll figure it out. But he says that, he would ride around and he would see the red lights and time them just right. If he timed them just right, they would turn green all the way down the strip in San Joaquin Valley. Right? So he wrote about it, the good old days. And then fast forward into the future. The song We're Still Here, which I said is about Journey. I also said No Racing and No More Crying's about Journey. And those were the first three singles. A lot of people argue. But anyway, that's another subject. Comment down below and, dispute me or whatever. But anyway, the rest of the songs on Traces, of course, I'm sure, are about Kelly. But We're Still Here. That song, I was thinking that's about Don't Stop Believing. It's got that same theme, and I think it still is. But that's really about Still They Ride. Because Steve's even described later about the song We're Still Here. It's about that same area that it was on his mind when he wrote the song with a guy named Brian West. They just got through eating and looking out and see these teenagers walking around. They're doing the video. He's getting in his car, and it's just he's having all these flashbacks. But the song is about that same thing. Still They Ride. So this is like Still They Ride Part 2. But we're still here at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've told you the story a bunch of times. People still aren't getting it. But Neil Schon comes out. He goes, "This is so long time coming." Then Steve Perry sings, "I know it's been a long time coming." Yep. The album's Traces. Traces in my mind, Ooh, it's been a long, long time since I saw your face. Traces in my mind. I know something to hide. He's got something to hide. Anyway, that's another story. But Ross Valory comes out at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, says, "We're still here." So Steve, I guess, took note, wrote a song about it. That same song that is about Still They Ride, from the Escape album, which all the Journey members were on, including Ross Valory. Sad to say he's not with the band, I guess, anymore, him and Steve Smith, but he said we're still here, and I always remembered that. And then I got to reading about who wrote the song. Of course, Brian West from Canada, singer-songwriter with Steve, as they were dining. They just got through writing and looking out, as I told you. But Brian West, how did he get into the picture with Steve? Well, he was a friend of a friend of Steve's. There's this guy used to play bass in a band called Journey. His name's Randy Jackson. That's the friend that told Steve about this guy. And they wrote the song, We're Still Here, which Ross Valerie mentioned We're Still Here at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How ironic. Coincidental. I don't know, right? And then Randy took his place. That's just, okay. But anyway. And then, so Steve, you know, he likes writing metaphors, things like that. And the big news of Journey, of course, is Randy Jackson and Narada Michael Walden and, you know, Jason DeLark. Awesome. They talked about music. Some people keep questioning it. You're like, I hope they come out with new music. Neil's already said they're going to come out with new music. That's another question. Is it the music that they said they were going to come out with when Neil mentioned it last December? Because it was ready then. And it was ready right before the tour, and then they let go Ross and Steve. So is it that same music, or they got new music with these guys? And if so, did they already know this was going to happen? I don't know. Lots of stuff to think about. But anyway, let's talk about Steve, what he's doing now. We don't know. What I do know is that on Instagram, Lincoln Brewster has been talking about Steve a lot. I've been doing videos about it. And then update, Lincoln is talking about how Steve gave him this gift here. An old keyboard from his time with Steve and the band back in the day, from the For Love of Strange Medicine tour and album. Pretty cool gift. Why does he keep bringing Steve up? What do they got going on? Hey, something's going on. There's more to come soon. But oh yeah, by the way, how did Steve meet Lincoln Brewster? I think got a demo. Steve got a demo from a guy that heard Lincoln, I think, and sounded pretty cool. What was that guy's? Oh yeah, Randy Jackson. Oh yeah. But anyway, we'll talk about some other stuff later. This is Gary Stuckey. Whatever you do, don't stop believing. God bless you.